Like most films I've watched lately, I went into this one without knowing anything about it. I added it to my watch list after watching Wednesday like months ago, just because I liked Jenna Ortega's performance. So when the first plot twist happened, I was surprised. Spoilers ahead, and sensitive topics ahead too. If somebody had told me this was a film about teenagers coping with a school shooting, I wouldn't have been as surprised as I was when I first heard those gunshots. When that happened, I was worried the film would be one of those quote unquote recounting the events kind of films where the character just tells their story to the therapist or something like that. I'm glad it wasn't though. Instead, the movie dives into a more personal way of tackling this situation. There's no clear path. It's such an unnatural thing to happen. Yes, the characters are sometimes sad, but they also have some happy moments like everything else. That doesn't mean they are not in grief. They're also teenagers, not politicians. They do teenager things because that's who they are. They get drunk, they have sex, they lie to their parents. I'm not condoning any of that, or maybe I am, I don't know. The way I see it, this film is just about teenagers going through high school and getting in touch with their emotions, but with the added trauma of having survived an active shooter, which is no little thing. That's what makes this film feel so real, and I think that's what makes it a bit terrifying. It's not glamorizing teenagers as some sort of heroes. It's just showing how a teenager could factor that trauma into their normal teenager lives. It's also impressive how they show different ways of grieving and a wide range of emotions throughout the film. Those general shots make you feel like you're sitting on a couch nearby. The score by Phineas is pretty good too. I was not expecting him to be the one making the score, but when I saw the credits, I totally got it, and it's very, very good. The writing feels honest and not really cheesy, which is something I was worried about too when I started watching it. Sometimes teenagers in movies feel like what grown adults think teenagers speak and act like, because that's exactly what they are, they're written by adults usually. This one felt like it was actually making an effort to feel really, really honest. I also enjoyed how it didn't use some cheap trick like a narrator to communicate emotions, but rather relied on the actor's performance. Show don't tell. It was a great move by the director to put so much on the shoulders of these young actors. There are some really intimate moments that feel organic and convey the message the film wants to share. In terms of cinematography, it's quite solid. The framing works well, the color and the composition feels raw. There's no fancy coloring, or it doesn't look like there was any fancy coloring, and I think it works wonders. It keeps the film grounded, and it gives it an aura of reality. That makes it very, very credible. Some shots have a very similar vibe to Euphoria, which I think in this case is a compliment. I was pleasantly surprised by the fallout, particularly with Megan Park's writing/directing and Jen Ortega's performance. And I also didn't know Maddie Steckler was an actor, so I was very surprised and pleasantly surprised by her performance as well. I would strongly advise you to watch it. It's a powerful film with powerful performances and about a very sensitive and important topic these days. I'll also leave some links in the description if you want to donate to some organizations trying to fight back this unfortunately common issue in the US. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.